Your initiation song for Sutton Coldfield. I don't want to disrespect you as soon as we jumped on the call, mate, but it wasn't the best thing I've ever had.
The notes, I couldn't hit them. I could not reach them.
There was like a voice crack in there as well, I heard, but it's just topped it off.
The video on my Instagram isn't the full video. The start of it's horrendous.
Yeah, I'm glad the full video's not on there, to be honest, mate. Hello and welcome to episode 3 of Interview FC. Thanks for coming back for another episode. And today I am joined by West Brom U18s Vinnie Dwyer. How are you, mate?
I'm good, thanks. How are you?
I'm good, mate. I'm good. I wanted to comment on the hair because I mentioned it in the first episode when we were chatting to Tom Holmes, and at that time my hair was in a really bad state, but I'm very happy that I got it cut this week. I have to say, you are rocking the long look. I've noticed you're wearing a headband in one of your games. It's looking good.
Yeah.
It's looking really good. I'm actually quite jealous that yours is looking.
Trying to pull it off.
Do you reckon you'll keep it, or is that getting cut off as soon as possible?
Honestly, I've been told it looks good on me, so I might rock it for a bit longer.
Honestly, mate, I'm not just saying it. It looks decent. It actually looks decent.
Cheers, man. Cheers.
You're yet to make a first team appearance for West Brom, but I'm sure it won't be long. But I'm going to start off with some quick fire questions so some of the viewers get to know you a bit better.
Definitely.
This isn't the hard hitting journalism that you're probably used to. There's some random questions in here, but just the first answer that comes to your head, and hopefully we'll find out a bit more about you, okay?
Yep.
Right, first question. Favourite artist? I'm not talking Van Gogh or anyone like that. Favourite music artist?
Music. Adele.
Yeah? It's a good show.
Yeah. She's
wanted-
got the voice.
I was going to bring this up later, but I may as well bring it up now. Your initiation song for Sutton Coldfield. Now, I watched this earlier on. I don't want to disrespect you as soon as we jumped on the call, mate, but it wasn't the best thing I've ever had. Talk me through it.
Nerves. Honestly.
Yeah?
Got to me. I did a little tactic. I put the music to my ear, so I couldn't hear myself sing, so it was less embarrassing for me. So I was going along with it. Well, obviously the lads didn't let it. Yeah.
What song was it again? I know it was Adele, but what song?
Someone Like You.
Married now. Oh, I saw dreams
The notes, I couldn't hit them. I could not reach them.
There was like a voice crack in there as well, I heard, but it's just topped it off. I think it made it like a topped our initiation.
Yeah, the video on my Instagram isn't the full video. The start of it's horrendous. I'm
glad the full video's not on there, to be honest, mate. I'm glad the full video's not on there. Footballing role model?
Steven Gerrard. I think it's got to be Steven Gerrard for me. Big Liverpool fan, so just him as a player, as a professional. I've not really heard like a story from an ex-professional or someone who's ever met him. Something bad about him in terms of how he was as a person as well. And he's a massive player, isn't he? He's just
Now I feel like the way someone answers this tells a lot about their personality, right? Chocolate, sweets, or crisps. You've got to pick one.
Chocolate.
Yeah, great shout. I'm with you 100% there.
Yeah,
100%.
You can do so much more with chocolate. You can have a variety of different chocolate, whereas sweets is kind of like...
Do you have to watch your diet quite a lot?
Yeah. So for me, what I do is I'll eat well from Sunday evening up till Saturday lunchtime. Have a meal off on a Saturday night and a few snacks during Sunday daytime. But during the week, it's eat as professionally as possible. Yeah.
Is that tough for you?
No. To be fair, the food, it's not. So it's healthy, but it's not bad food. To be fair, like it's nice. Yeah, it's meat, pastas, rice, veg. I like that sort of stuff. To be fair, so.
Are you a good cook? Do you cook it yourself, or?
I'd say I am, but if my parents see this, I'll get ripped. Yeah.
Do your mum and dad cook for you quite a bit, or did you tend to try and do it?
Yeah, they do the cooking. I can't lie. Beans on post I've got.
Score a goal or make a crunching last man tackle.
Oh, see, as a defender, I probably should say crunching last man tackle, but scoring a goal, it's I've never you don't feel that feeling in anything else. I'd personally say scoring a goal, but I do love a big tackle.
Have you got a favourite film? I feel like that's always a hard question, that one.
I've got 3.
Go on, tell me.
300. Top Gun.
Yeah.
And Forrest Gump.
Classics. I like it. Who's the best player you've played against? Have you got any names that come to mind?
Jude Bellingham. I was lucky enough to play with him a few times. Had a couple of trials at Blues when I was younger, and not too long ago, before I was playing for West Brom. Look what he's doing now is unreal. He's always been a top professional though, even when we were younger, like under 11s. There's a lad who plays for Man United. He's called Deji Satana. He's left Man United now. He's currently at Nice, but the kid is rapid. And I find myself being a quick player anyway, but I had to give myself a couple yards just to give myself a chance against him. Like Mbappe, honestly.
Really? He's someone to keep an eye on then, yeah?
Yeah.
What's your favourite meal? You go to? If someone said you could have anything you want, what are you going for?
People are going to start calling me James Milner, aren't they, after this? But I love Sunday dinners.
Yeah.
A proper
I
Sunday
don't
dinner.
think you can beat it.
I don't know. People are going to watch it and think it's sure boring as hell, but honestly, Sunday dinners with all the trimmings unreal. You can't get better.
Yeah, it's a good shout. And again, so perfect day for you then is Adele in the background, a Sunday roast, and then Top Gun just the other side.
Oh, playing the background, yeah. Oh,
yeah.
Tell you what.
Good shouts.
You sorted my Sunday out, you have.
Talk to me a bit about your career so far. So obviously you're currently at West Brom. Let's go back to the beginning and where did it start for you in your footballing career?
So I started playing football when I was 6, but it was literally like kick around the park and stuff. Like everyone plays everywhere. I went through under 9s and under 10s. I got trials at Aston Villa, but I was also playing for Walsall's development. And also training with West Brom's Colts at the time. Played for a local team called Meriden Rovers. And then in the summer after that, moved to Solihull Moors. And halfway through the season, Wolves and Birmingham asked me to go on trial. Went on trial at Blues. Didn't work out for one reason or another. I can't necessarily remember, but went on trial at Wolves. And it worked out. They offered me a contract. I went through the age groups, and then at around under 13s, I started progressing quite well. I found myself going on trial at quite a few clubs, so I was lucky enough to have trials at Man United, Watford, and then I found myself going back to West Brom, they wanted me, and so I signed there. It was because I'd already been there when I was younger. I had sort of a connection with them already, chose West Brom.
And you mentioned some of the teams that you went on trial, and obviously the standout name there was Man United. What was that like as an experience?
Unreal. I still keep in contact. Me and my dad still keep in contact with some of the staff from there because it's second to none really. I'll be honest. Obviously people think of Man United. They've won all the trophies. They had the golden years and like Fergie time, but what happened, like my time there was unreal, and the way I got treated, I got an injury. I was unlucky. We were playing against Liverpool, and I snapped my hip flexor, and they were constantly checking up on me. You all right and stuff? Because obviously at the time I was living in Birmingham, so it wasn't worth travelling 2.5 hours to go and see them for a little checkup. So I was having to sort myself out, go for runs and stuff. And as soon as I was back fit, oh yeah, come on then, get you back in straight away. So yeah, I'd always be thankful to Man United for that and the staff. So yeah, very lucky.
And now you're playing for West Brom, which is obviously a fantastic achievement. And I want to talk a bit about your loan move last year, wasn't it?
Yes.
To Sutton Coldfield?
Yes, yeah, they were the local team where I live. So
talk to me about that experience, because you know we're talking about the big academies taking you on trial, and I imagine you get all the plush facilities. And I was speaking to Carlos Mendes Gomez last week, who went from playing non-league to playing in the Football League, and I guess you've sort of done the opposite. You're playing in the Football League and you go down to non-league. What's that experience like? Because I imagine it's a lot less technical. I don't want to, you know, I think that's the stereotype when it comes to non-league, but it might not be like that. You might tell me differently, but what's the difference like in going from playing for a club like West Brom, even in their under-18s, to playing in non-league, especially at a young age of what you were?
Honestly, I really like the transition. So going into a group of men, there's no in the changing room. You don't really hear what happens in the changing room, but there's no filter. So if I walked in with this hair right now, I'd be ripped. They'd probably send me to the women's team. I don't know. But it's class. And in academy football, there's no. It's until you get to under 18s and 23s, there's no like league tables. So all the way up until 18s, there's no league tables. So that competition, because there's people who I'm playing against and playing with that are trying to pay the bills, and I've never had to deal with that. I've never had to be in a scenario where I'm like, okay, if I don't win this week or we don't get through to the next round in this cup, we might not get a bonus. There's pride and passion put into games, from the fans, from the players, from the staff members. Like time wasting, it's not really something that people like in academy football. But I've never seen a goalkeeper take a goal kick so slow.
Let's talk about West Brom and about the first team. Obviously, what's your sort of relationship like with the first team? Have you had much interaction with the first team players? Do they have interaction with the under 18s? And have you spoke to Sam Allardyce or anything like that? So
unfortunately, this year, so my second year as a scholar, we haven't been able to mingle with the first team due to COVID. But last year with Slaven Bilic being when he was in charge, and we were able to use the building normally, and we were able to mingle with the first team players. So people don't still clean the first team players' boots, but we do. So I was on Kieran Gibbs' boots, and I used to always ask like because obviously we played in the same position. Like, what do you do when this happens, or how do you handle this mistake, or something like that, or if someone's giving you this information, but you think this is better. What have you done? And he helped me out so much, and I'm so grateful. I'm like he's going into Miami at the end of the season, which is obviously amazing for him. Also Darnell Furlong, amazing with me. So he we were just chatting. I was cleaning the boots once, and he come in and we were chatting about football, and he was like, "Oh, like, how you getting on?" I said, "Oh, listen, I'm going out on loan, like decent experience for me." He was like, "Oh, class." And I saw him 2 or 3 weeks later. He was like, "Oh, how's your loan going?" Like little things like that. For me, that made a massive difference. He's like, he's remembered that, like that's class. But the main one for me is Jake Livermore, and there are people out there that don't respect him as a person due to a little bit of his past, and he's told me things about himself that I didn't know. So when I first went in, I was like, "Oh, Jake Livermore, like, captain of the club, blah blah," and he helped me much. I was one-on-one sessions with him after training. Like if I needed to work on my crossing or whatever, like he's pinging balls, like wrapping balls into me and getting it out of my feet and crossing it. And he'd come and sit down with me and watch my clips of me in the analyst room. I spent quite a lot of time in there, and just like going back, watching my clips, watching the first team clips. And yeah, what a guy! Honestly, yeah, top professional, top player.
Let's talk a bit about you getting your call up for Ireland under-18s, which is obviously an unreal achievement. Congratulations on that. What was that like as an experience, and what was that like for your family as well? It must have been such a proud moment for you and for them.
It's the proudest moment for me within football. Yeah. When I found out, I didn't expect it because I was out on loan at the time. I thought, Ireland scouts, I'm going to come watch me out on loan, like. And I was luckily called up with two of the other lads from West Brom as well, and like my family, they're all proud Irish people, and yeah, like they were so pleased, and I have a real strong connection with my family, and yeah, it was a very proud moment for all of us.
Let's get on to the game that we play every week. Opinion or celebration.
Yes.
3 statements from yourself, 2 facts, 1 lie. I've got to try and find out what the lie is. If I get it, I get to pick your next goal celebration. If I pick one of the facts, however, you get to tweet a footballing opinion from my Twitter account. Are you ready?
Yes. So the first one is, I've never been on a plane. I was the first schoolboy to go and train with Rangers in Scotland. And the last one is, I was 16 when I made my FA Cup debut.
Right. I'm going to go. I think the FA Cup debut one is true. I think. Oh, maybe the FA Cup one isn't true. Maybe that. I was under the impression that the FA Cup one was when you were 17 for some reason. Maybe my maths is completely wrong. So I'm going to say that the lie is the FA Cup one.
I'm afraid to say I was 16.
Oh no.
The lie was I've never been on a plane.
Oh, you've never been on a plane? What, so you have been on a plane?
Yeah, so I forgot. I didn't mention it on purpose, but when I was younger, I went many tours into Europe.
I should have thought about that, really.
Well. Went to Qatar.
So not only have you been on a plane, you've been all the way to Qatar as well. Right, let's try and do this tweet then. At the moment, we're 2 tweets down, and I don't want it to be too obvious for you. I don't know why I'm helping you, because really I'm screwing myself over. But
I need it, because I wasn't expecting you to. I wasn't expecting to be in this position, to be fair.
Right, what are we going with then? Rashford's better than Mbappe. I genuinely believe that Marcus Rashford can win the Ballon d'Or before Kylian Mbappe.
Yeah, that's class. I was thinking,
Yeah?
to be fair. Yeah,
Let's go with
I was
that.
thinking that.
But the thing is now, like I said, I've had 2 defeats on the spin, so I'm trying to make it so it doesn't it's not too obvious. Yeah, 3.
Okay,
All right,
yeah.
mate. There's no need to remind me.
It's not. Playing for West Brom, we don't win too often.
I'm going to tweet out, I genuinely believe Marcus Rashford can win a Ballon d'Or before Kylian Mbappe. I do really appreciate you coming on with me, and as I sort of said earlier, but the hard work that you seem to be putting in and the things that you're doing on and off the pitch, I've got no doubt that it won't be long before you're in and around that West Brom first team, mate.
Honestly, been a pleasure being on there. It's class. Reminds me a bit like the Peter Crouch podcast, bit of banter, a football talk.
Thanks very much, mate, and I'll speak to you soon.
Thank you very much. Take care, yeah?